Hello and welcome to our sixth video in which we're going to talk about another technostressor or stress factor, digital stress factor called insecurity. This is a part of a 12 series videos where we're going to dissect and explore all the 12 most important stress factors that are guilty of technostress. What is insecurity? Well, a lot of your employees, or maybe you're an employee who is fearing for their job or your job, you might think AI is going to steal my job. I am going to be replaced. If I will help my organization automate this process that I'm now manually part of, will I still have a job? We see a lot of professions, and I have a very good friend of mine who on her graduation day as a designer, she has been told by her professors that they should think about how their profession is going to look like in a few years if we're considering the landscape of generative AI. Insecurity has constantly been a source of stress for employees caused by technology, but it has increasingly become so due to the amount of companies implementing or working with generative AI that is much faster and more accurate, maybe even more clear in drafting emails, or people that are working with within a law, design, journalism, and those types of profession might fear not only that they're insecure about their current job, but about their occupation as a whole. Of course, if you are a leader, if you are part of an organization, you can't do much about whether or not an occupation might completely be wiped out due to generative AI or not in the future. But if you're implementing new technology, it's very important to remember that the employees might feel threatened that their job is going to either disappear or be changed so dramatically that they will no longer be able to see themselves in that position. So what can you do about it? Well, it is important to be transparent and communicate to your employees whether or not they're still going to have a job once they are done with implementing the new technology or automating the process that they are now doing manually. And if their role is going to change, it's important to actually communicate with your employees about that, to negotiate with them, to see whether or not they see themselves in the new position, right? When we respect and we trust and we have transparency with our employees, they are also going to be more loyal, more relaxed, more productive, and more cooperative. One of my professors from many years ago, almost 15-20 years ago, when I was doing my bachelor's, told me that, or gave me an advice. He said, if you are in an organization where there is a lot of transparency, you can also be transparent. But if you're in an organization where your leaders are holding their cards very close to their chest, you might benefit from not being as transparent and open, and act accordingly and hold information for yourself as well, because you might be able to use it later on to your advantage. So a transparent and open environment where we communicate about what's going to happen, even though it is a very difficult conversation, is a conversation that is also going to foster an environment of openness and transparency, collaboration, cooperation from the employees that we have hired. So my advice and my suggestion, it's important to communicate very clear and transparent with the employees whether or not their job is going to exist in the near future or after the implementation of the new system, and to what extent their job role is going to be changed, and allow your employees to be part of that redefinition of their job role as well. They might come up with some ideas that you've never had and some suggestions that you have never considered before. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Raluca Alexandra Stana. I'm your Technostress scientist and your guide to thriving in a hyper-digitalized world, and I hope with my videos to help you as a leader in organization to save up money, talent, and time. Subscribe, follow us on LinkedIn, and if you enjoyed our video, please share it with your friends.